This is the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson. If you were considering foreign direct investment in Spain, you probably reconsidered that a few days ago when the standard value added tax rose from 18 to 21%. The fact that this is being, or in this case, actually has already been risen 3 days ago to this level, is simply another indication that the Spanish government really does not have a clear plan to get itself out of recession. In fact, the hike in this tax is probably going to make the recession worse. The Spanish government is doing everything it can to perhaps hold off the inevitable changes that need to become part of their everyday business model, if you will. They need to do many things differently. And in order to do these things differently, it's going to require changes that many people don't want. This is the nature of a structural defect in a political system that impacts foreign direct investment. And it is not something that is unique. Greece is going through it, other countries have gone through it, and other countries will go through it in the future. However, Spain's model and how they're trying to deal with these problems by, in reality, not dealing with these problems is just stunning. Raising this tax at this particular time is not the smartest thing they could possibly have done, mainly because it was not coupled with any plan to increase foreign direct investment, lower spending, and rein in some of the programs that are not functioning well. When I say not functioning well, I mean they're not helping. They're not doing anything to contribute to a stronger economic model or put people to work. Now, if you look at the past 4 years in Spain, everybody could see where all this was going over that period of time. However, the rise of this particular tax is not something that I even anticipated would be done a year or so ago. I thought if anything they would probably lower it. And the thinking is that this is going to be a short-term rise in the recession, if you will, in Spain. I don't think that's going to be short-term. I think it's going to be a long-term political risk. I think it's going to simply scare off businesses and foreign direct investment for a longer period of time. And the one way that that cannot happen is if there is a plan put forth showing the impact, the positive impact, a correlation with this tax that is a positive impact over a very short period of time, which will give investors a certain degree of confidence. That does not exist at this point. Now, the rise in the value added tax, also known as VAT, will have some direct impacts that are very, very important to point out. The rate will apply to housing, transportation, eyeglasses, tickets to museums, and hotel stays. And these are just a few things. And because it's applying to housing and transportation in particular, you're really going to have a lot of people hurting. They already don't have a strong economy in Spain. This is not going to help. Investing in Spanish bonds right now or getting involved business wise is not the smartest thing you could do. Spain has got some serious problems that are not being addressed, and it's only no other way to put this. Even with the help that's been coming from the European Union, this particular move has me seriously concerned that the long-term political risk to Spanish bonds is going to be a lot longer than I ever anticipated. And I really don't understand how or why this is a good idea, particularly if you're applying this type of taxes to items such as eyeglasses. You're not helping anyone, and you don't have a plan to get out of the problems that you are currently struggling with. So, having said all that, I would certainly avoid investing in Spanish debt as far as the bonds go. mainly because of the political risks of this VAT, this value-added tax. I also would not think that this is going to be a short-term issue for Spain. I think all their problems are long-term. They are not using the money that has been coming or will be coming from the European Union to um, fix all their structural problems. They simply are just kind of going along to get along, as is Greece. And this is the biggest problem as far as political risks go. They're not changing anything. Cutting people as far as benefits and letting people go without certain benefits is not necessarily the solution. It may be part of the solution given the model of Spain and some of these other countries. However, that in of itself raises a political risk in a form of civil unrest. A value added tax being raised on things as minute as eyeglasses is not going to help. It is going to possibly lead to civil unrest. It's going to lead to less investment in Spain. And in the long term, this is going to be remembered as a policy that really didn't make any sense and was instituted at the wrong time. And because it was done in this haphazard way, this until the government of Spain is substantially changed in leadership, I would certainly view them and their policies as a major long-term political risk to foreign direct investment and businesses. This has been the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson.